Okay, let's get this stream started. First off, before anything, gotta make sure the audio is on. Make sure you guys can even hear me. You know. Okay, yeah, you guys can hear me. I'm gonna turn the microphone all the way because it is late at night and I don't want to wake my mom up for being too loud. Yeah, it's like 12:30 a.m. Also, real quick too, I want to say that, at the end of this live stream, I'm gonna be, showing off all the movies because just a little brief, just to show you evidence. I watched all the movies. Now, real quick too, also, I watched all the Tobey Maguire movies, a while back, like a month or so ago, because I was gonna do this video, this live stream a lot earlier. But when I got to Amazing Spider-Man 1, went through all that, and I got to 2, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to watch the rest tomorrow and get to the Tom Holland movies. I never got around to it, and then I heard about the fun stuff added into the No Way Home movie, so I was going to wait, and I was like, nah, I'm just going to do it now, because I love Spider-Man, and Spider-Man always been my second favorite, most character of all time ever made. That means including DC, Marvel, Star Wars, every genre. He's my second favorite character of all time. Batman's obviously my first. I loved him since a child. That's Spider-Man 1, Tobey Maguire, not, the Green Goblin, just like being a little, probably like 5 years old at the time. I was just like a toddler at the time. That's one of the reasons I got this permanent scar on my forehead. Got stitches because of the whole scene where, Toby's dodging the little blades that Goblin threw it at him. So that movie always has a special place in my heart. And I've seen Spider-Man 3 in theaters. Oh, by the way, I have no script. You don't have to blame me or whatever. I have no script. I just got done watching these movies, and this is all on top of my head. I don't do scripts, and that's why I do a live stream also, just to let you know, fun fact. I'm not going to be looking at chat really that much too, but I will go look at it, of course. Wait, hold on. But yeah, I at least seen 3 Spider-Man films, because I'm not a person that got to see a lot of films in theaters growing up, because we didn't have money like that. But I did get to see at least 3 different Spider-Man films. Well, actually 4 in my whole lifetime in theaters, which was, growing up, it was Spider-Man 3. Got to see that in theaters with the brothers, and my dad, he took us there, and we also, while we was going to watch it, I remember going to the car wash, my dad had it on the PSP for us. When PSP, guys, this old handheld PlayStation console that you could play movies on. Yeah, they had Spider-Man 2 on there. We was watching Spider-Man 2, the train scene. Oh, it was really so hyped for Spider-Man 3, and it did not disappoint. Real quick, I want to also let you guys know, I'm not one of them people YouTubers that like to criticize every last little thing. I don't rewatch stuff just to find more flaws and be like, this doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense, blah 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 blah. No, I'm the guy that's like, oh, this is my childhood Spider-Man. I'm gonna have a good time, and I usually always have a good time. I might find a little bit of like cheesiness or flaws or whatever, but I'm not really here to try and nitpick stuff. I'm just here to love it. And also on top of that, as long as if you get the character right, the title of the freaking movie, then I give it a thumbs up. Like, if you get Batman right in that movie, then it's a good movie in my opinion. You get Spider-Man right, it's a good movie. The side characters, yeah, if you messed them up, okay. If you messed up the villain, okay. But at the end of the day, it's called Spider-Man. It's not called the other people. It's mostly about Spider-Man. If you mess up Spider-Man, then yeah, I'm gonna have a problem. I'm gonna be honest right now. All these movies do not mess up Spider-Man at all. Yeah, I know the people with the jokes on Spider-Man 3, the dancing and all that. Yeah, but as a kid, I didn't even think of that, and most of you guys probably never thought of that. That's funny. We might have like cringe a little bit if he's older, but like, yeah, whatever. But it's an enjoyable time. I always have joy, love these movies. And there's always good you can find in them, with a little bit of negativity, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that hate and criticize, not even hate, just criticize the Tobey Maguire movies, and the same thing with Andrew Garfield movies, the same thing with Tom Holland movies, and then there's a lot of people that love the Tobey Maguire movies, and the Andrew Garfield movies, and the Tom Holland movies, so you can't win or lose on either sides. And I hate when YouTubers try to have opinions, but then they talk down on everyone else, but like, oh, if you like this movie, you're just terrible, you're not a real Spider-Man fan, blah blah blah, this and that. It's like, shut up. Everyone's allowed their own opinions. It's like, just like with food, some people might love certain food, other people might hate other food. Same thing. It's opinion at the end of the day. People, shut up. It's not fact. You're allowed to like whatever you want. But back to what I was saying though. Yeah, I seen Spider-Man 3 in theaters. That's my first Spider-Man film to see in theaters. And then my second film was Amazing Spider-Man 2, believe it or not, and I enjoyed that. And yeah, I know I gotta see the last films in those franchises that a lot of people didn't like, but I enjoyed it. And, I seen it with my brothers too. So, and then later it was Far From Home. We actually seen it in theaters, and at first I thought that was gonna be the last film in the franchise because right after that they was talking about oh, he's going back to Sony and this and that. I was like, what? But no, he didn't. Of course, we already know that. But then also I seen No Way Home in theaters, and that was just amazing. But okay, let me get into my favorite Spider-Man movies because I'm pretty sure that's what most of you guys just want to hear my list by now. Just curious what I'm gonna say, and also I want to hear your list too down in the comments below. But let's starting off with, and I'm just gonna go from my favorite film to my least favorite because I just love Spider-Man. I just want to talk about all the enjoyment of all these films. And remember, it's a opinion at the end of the day, people. Don't crucify me. I'm just a human being just like you. And we all have our own opinions. We all have different minds. So you're let's just enjoy to hear what my favorites are, and I'll enjoy to hear what your favorites are. But starting off first is Spider-Man No Way Home. Why is this my favorite? Because ever since Spider-Man 1, I always wanted to see interaction more of Spider-Man. Like, I used to be like, oh, I want to see Spider-Man interact with the X-Men. But then when Andrew Garfield came in the picture, then I was like, oh, I want to see Tobey Maguire interact with Andrew Garfield. So I've been thinking of this and saying it with Tom Holland. I was like, I want to see them all interact. And I finally got it. All the villains, well, not all of them, but like, it was just so great. The storytelling was great. The music was perfect. The designs, the freaking acting. Every scene was just pure joy, and as soon as Andrew came to that portal, the movie even just went up crazier, and then Toby came through and it just went even crazier, and just all the scenes with them interacting, them swinging around, them jumping off the step. Spoilers, by the way. I'm not doing a full-on review of all these movies, by the way, too, but I'm just saying some of the stuff I really love or dislike. Mostly, though, I loved everything about it. The only thing I wish kind of that would happen is just that Tom Holland at least have one villain that showed up. Like maybe bringing a villain from before that didn't become a villain yet, like Scorpion. That would have been cool, or something. So there would have been, because there's 5 villains, 6. That would have been essentially 6. But hey, it's still great though. This movie is just so much great. There's so many great scenes. It's heartful, like I can't even speak. But sad scenes that like actually made me tear up and all. So much good stuff about this movie. I love this movie. It had me smiling, laughing, like going like "Go Spidey, go!" That's like my main thing. Or "Woohoo!" Like that's how I know if it's a good Spider-Man film. If you hear me say "Woohoo!" Well, I've seen this Spider-Man movie multiple times, or "Go Spidey, go!" It's a great movie. And even after the 20th time seeing this movie, I still bust out laughing and have a big smile and just love the movie fully. So that's why it's full on top of the list, because it's the one I had the most enjoyment with. And going through all those Tom Holland movies, I really had a lot of enjoyment. Oh yeah, back to what I was saying real quick, guys. Yeah, I seen it, the Tobey Maguire movies a while back, like a month ago, and then I watched the first Amazing Spider-Man, but then I got on Amazing Spider-Man 2, didn't finish it. So when I got to the Tom Holland movies recently, just today actually, I went from Homecoming to Far From Home, and then I was like, wait, before I get into No Way Home, because it all feels nice and well connected, I'm going to watch the end of Spider-Man 3 again, and then I'm going to go watch just all the Spider-Man parts mostly, for Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then boom, we're right into No Way Home. It feels so perfect, and it did. I just had to put that out there real quick. But yeah, so Spider-Man No Way Home is on the top of my list. I mean, it has all 3 of the Spider-Mans. Like, come on, it has my childhood Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, one of my favorites. Don't hate me, but it is one of my favorites. Is Andrew Garfield. I just love his personality, and he's relatable in the suit. Like, I like everything about Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. And then one of the Spider-Mans that I kind of actually do enjoy like the most, even though I said Andrew is my favorite, but I enjoy Tom the most because a lot of his movies are just super fun, and he has a comic book style suits most of the time, and he just has that comic book Spider-Man attitude, and he's a nerd just like comic book Peter Parker. He just fits the comic book Spider-Man so well. So it had all I ever wanted from a Spider-Man movie, basically. But next, again, I'm different from everyone, and that's good. Everyone should be different and have their own opinions. Real quick, let me check chat. Okay, no one's on in chat. Okay, cool. Not cool. Next is Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man movie. I love this movie. It will always be my favorite. There's times though where I almost put one of the main Spider-Man films up, but no, I still freaking love this movie. It's just my childhood, and I know that's biased, blah 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 blah. I don't care, but there's a lot of good in this film, like the origin story. I love origin stories if they're told well. With Uncle Ben's death scene, and just, you know, Spider-Man's suit, the wrestling scene, Green Goblin. It's such a good villain. That's another thing. If you have a good villains, it's even gonna be higher on the list. That's why we put some of these lower on the list because of their villains. Like, No Way Home, the best villains. Come on. So Green Goblin is one of my favorite villains of Spider-Man all the time. Him and Venom is like neck to neck, and Carnage up there. Kind of Carnage creeping up a little bit, but still Venom and Green Goblin's like high on the list. So like, Green Goblin was so well done in the fight scenes between him and Spider-Man, the whole story, and like the romance between, you know, MJ and Toby. I know some people don't like their romance, I don't know why, but I think in that later films I had some flaws with it too, like Spider-Man 3 mostly. But yeah, this movie is just so perfect. There's just so many great scenes, and you know, unmade, everything. So that's why it's so high on the list. But next, like I said, I love my origin stories. And also, it's kind of fitting because I got them all in a row for all the different Spider-Mans. And when I look at it, it's like, kind of fitting. And then it gets a little messy after to the fourth and the fifth and all that. It's a little messy, you know. But like, at least I have the top three is all different Spider-Mans. Because, you know, Tom Holland surprisingly is at top. And the second is Tobey, obviously. You know, that was my childhood Spider-Man. The third is the Amazing Spider-Man film. Great origin story. Felt they tried to really bring that realistic Spider-Man aspect. They did some interesting stuff with them, and was most relatable to me because I'm not a smart nerd. I'm a nerd as in like I like comic books and geek stuff, but I'm not like book smart, you know. So my teacher said I'm smart or whatever. Like some teachers, when I wasn't a bad kid at the time. So I'm basically like Andrew in a way where I'm like the outcast, but some people think I'm cool enough, but they want to be my friends. So I was saying about Andrew, you know, that type of, I just relate to him a lot of things, and the romance story was just one of the best. Him and like Gwen was just amazing. Like you can't really beat that, you know. Then next is probably, you know, Tom Holland, his girl. Then Toby sadly last with his MJ. But like, yeah, their romance was just so well done, and the villain was really good and really solid. Like, you know, the lizard and like having a connection with Peter, like knowing his father and all that. That was really well done and really good. So, you know, that's why it's super high still on the list. And there's a lot of great scenes with a lot of action scenes, a lot of web swinging. And I love the web shooter sound effect and everything. Like that movie is just so well done. Music, there's some heartful scenes, and that Uncle Ben death scene was like way more sadder in my opinion than Toby's because of the blood. He actually has blood on his hands, so it had to be that. I love that film, so I had to put it on top 3. And first I was debating like, well, do I like Amazing Spider-Man 2? Because Amazing Spider-Man 2 it's a really fun movie in my opinion. I mean, like a lot of you guys complaining about is mostly just the villains and like I said again, it's all about Spider-Man. Spider-Man was so well done in that movie. It was so fun. So that movie was so fun, but Amazing Spider-Man 1 just has a better storyline netted through it, and it has a better villain, and you know, so that's why. And like the romance was just, well, they're both good in both the movies, to be honest. But on to the next, my fourth favorite Spider-Man movie is, come on, you guys probably already know it. It's everyone's favorite, and mostly, or the second favorite now because of No Way Home. It's Spider-Man 2. I know a lot of you guys are probably disappointed, or, yeah, man, how could you put that under the Amazing Spider-Man? The train scene. Nah, no one probably doesn't care that I put that under Amazing Spider-Man. I'm not even watching this video. The stream. That's another reason I stream this stuff too, by the way. I don't make a video because I'm letting you know, this is all raw footage, and this is me all off the top of my head. And I'm alone right now, so I have no buddies. And I like streaming anyways. I'm more of a streamer than making YouTube videos. But I still make YouTube videos, and one day I will be editing YouTube videos too. You know, I still put work into this. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Spider-Man 2 is my fourth favorite because, oh, come on, the train scene, Doc Ock's such a great villain, you know. Spider-Man swinging, the music, the storyline of him I like, as a kid I didn't like that, but as an adult I'm like, I like it now. I see what they was going for, him losing his powers and all of that. And like that was kind of sad when like that kid was getting jumped in the alleyway and he walked away. It's pretty sad. Like there's just, it's still a really great film, but sadly it doesn't beat No Way Home because of what all the No Way Home has, in my opinion. For like my favorite, doesn't beat like Doc Ock. I love Doc Ock, but I like Green Goblin still better, far much better. And the Lizard, I would say maybe I like Doc Ock maybe a little bit better, but I like that like Spider-Man storyline with that Spider-Man in it better than what was going on with Toby, him losing his powers over stupid MJ getting married to blah 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 and all that. Like that romance, it just falls flat compared to the other romance and Amazing Spider-Man. So like, yeah, that's why I give it more of the origin story. I like my origin stories, you know. So I just don't. That's one of my least favorite lines, to be honest, for like superheroes when they have the fall moment where they don't want to be the hero no more, that they just give up and all that. Like, it has to be really really good for me to really love it. And it's still good. That's why it's so high on the list. But I just like, yeah, I don't know. Well, that's why it's top 4, though. And I was kind of debating with the next film. My next 5th favorite Spider-Man movie. Hold on, everyone. Hold your pitchforks. Don't put your swords down. And I had to do debate on this too, so I didn't know if I liked the other one better. It is Spider-Man: Homecoming, boy. What? Why? Because Batman. Michael Keaton. Bro. Vulture is such a good villain in this movie. I'm not gonna lie, Vulture, I like him better, this Vulture better than Doc Ock. Don't hate me for it. I like him better than the Lizard. Don't hate me for it. But I just love this Vulture. And I also love Michael Keaton. The acting is so well done. And on top of that, I love freaking Spider-Man. He's funny. He's great in this movie. And he does have some really good action. And like really great scenes, like with him holding the bow together. And like him have to use a regular jumpsuit again. Like this is so many good scenes, and him being a friendly neighbor Spider-Man, and then him fighting the robbers as one of the Avengers Maxes, the bank. I had some really laughed out moments. I was surprised that the movie was actually making me laugh, because I remember back in the when the movie came out, I wasn't really a super big fan. Like I liked it at first, but then I had a lot of criticized towards it. But at the same time, that's when I listen up, because I still do watch other YouTubers, their opinions, because I like hearing other people's opinions. But I used to like let their opinions change my opinion, and now that I'm older and I have my own personality and don't rely on other people's opinions, I don't care about hearing other people's opinions, but I'm still have my own opinions at the end of the day. I just like, at this point, I like hearing their opinions, like, oh wow, that's interesting, I think that. But mostly I just like their videos, how they edited stuff and all that, and there are a lot of jokes and like stories they tell. But like, yeah, that. So like, all the criticisms I used to give, like, I would just slap my old self, like, you're crazy, bro. This is a good movie. And it has Iron Man. Besides No Way Home, all these other Spider-Man movies I named did not have another superhero in it. This one does, as Iron Man. And the world building is so well done in this movie. It's another thing these other movies don't really do too much. Is like, you hear the Matt Gargan, which is a scorpion, where she has a Scorpio on his neck. Scorpion on his neck, and then Shocker, even though it's 2 different Shockers, and then even like the principal, I felt like that could be Mr. Negative, and I hope it is in the future. They do a Sinister Six with Tom Holland, because he seems like Mr. Negative in a way. He either has like, I know Mr. Negative wasn't a veteran, but still interesting. Like, oh, so maybe he can handle himself, because I know Mr. Negative just has powers. And he's a guy in a tuxedo. But it'd be more cool that he has military expertise to like actually go fist to fist of like punching back on Spider-Man, because he had like war, like veteran medals and stuff in the background. So like, The Prince, and I like him just being sneaky, like just sitting there, standing by the doors, and Peter not even know that he's right around the way, just waiting for him. It's like, I don't know, like it could be missing. I'm just saying that would be a cool thing, but like there's a lot of good world building in this movie, and sadly, that movies that follow up don't really explain that world building at all. It's like what? And then I know Morbius took Michael. Spoilers. Morbius took Michael Keaton away. Vulture. It's like why? I mean, cool, but I hope he returns eventually. It didn't make sense either. But back to saying, Homecoming is just so much fun. It just feels like comic book Spider-Man, New York Spider-Man. Like it gave me the same feels as Deadpool did when I first seen Deadpool. I was like, holy shoot, this is like literally a comic book character. It's a comic book movie. Yes, I love the comic bookness. And like Deadpool is just so well done. It's so funny. It just feels like I'm watching Deadpool. It doesn't feel like I'm watching Ryan Reynolds or anybody else. Same thing with Tom Holland Spider-Man in this movie. Just felt like Spider-Man. That whole warehouse scene where he's just doing the jump rope and learning his webs. It just felt so good, and the eye movements too. I just love it. So that's why it's still high on the list as the top 5. And it wasn't gonna pass up Spider-Man 2. I really had a debate on that. And on certain days, it might pass up Spider-Man 2. My list could vary change, kind of. But at the same time, I'm still going to say relatively the same. No Way Home will always be top. Spider-Man 1, second. Amazing Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man 2, and Homecoming might change up sometimes. Or even the next film, I don't know. But it's still, that's 4, and then that's 5. So Homecoming is my 5th favorite. But next on the list, before I check chat. Okay, no one's in chat. Okay, back to what I was saying though. Far From Home is my 6th favorite. Yeah, that's what I was debating on. Like, I don't know if I like Homecoming better, but I rewatched them back to back. I'm like, I kind of like Homecoming better now. But Far From Home, I love this freaking movie. I don't know why. People have their own opinions, but in my opinion, I love Spider-Man. This movie just gets Spider-Man. He's just really well done in this movie. The whole spider senses. Mysterio's a really good villain too, messing with his mind, like Spider-Man dealing with the tragic death of Tony Stark, and the whole real dealing with the blip. Like, this movie is really well done, and it's a little disappointing that that's not the real Nick. Spoilers, that's not the real Nick Fury, but yeah, but it's still good. There's still a lot of good scenes in this. And like seeing Spider-Man finally not in New York for a movie is very interesting. At first I was like, I don't know how I will feel about that, seeing Spider-Man not in New York, but it was very well done, really good, and there's still a lot of good scenes where Spider-Man explains in New York later in the film and stuff. So there's still a lot of good, and the romance was good too. The whole thing of Brad and MJ and Peter being jealous, like that was great. And then also Ned was great in this film, and the whole Night Monkey thing was funny. The suits, ooh, like it just like this. They keep upgrading the Spider-Man suit to make it more look like Steve Ditko, like because back in the day the blue used to look black and stuff. So like that was really cool, really well done. This movie is really really well done. I just love it. That's why I had a hard time. Like, I don't know, but Vulture was a better villain than Mysterio, sadly, I still love both of them, but yeah, they're still a better villain, and I do like the romance better in Far From Home than Homecoming, don't get me wrong. I mean, Liz was good, but I like MJ better, this MJ better with Tom Holland. They just fit so well, and plus, since seeing No Way Home multiple times, I'm like, yeah, it fits so well. So, yeah, Far From Home is my 6th favorite one. And like I've said, this is not a review for these movies. If you want that, I'll do this in the future. So, on to the next one. On my 7th favorite, we're almost to the end, because then 7 and 8. Again, everyone has their own opinions at the end of the day. We should all respect our own opinions. And don't, it's opinion. There's no such thing as opinion, it's a fact. It's Amazing Spider-Man 2. And I was going to have this higher, it used to be higher, way higher on the list, because I love Amazing Spider-Man 2. The villains do lack, but out of like Green Goblin and Electro, I like Electro better because a lot of problems people had with Electro, I didn't. The only problem I had with him rewatching the film too was the whole multiple voices in his head. I'm like, they're just forcing that at this point. Like, we dealt with that so many times. Let's get past that point. But like, him being a nerd and awkward, I mean, like, whatever. Okay, there's people like that, and then like, even like people was like, oh, when he turned electric, he just completely changed his whole character. It's like, no, he didn't. He was still like that at first because like when he meets Spider-Man, he's like, oh, you don't remember me, and like it's just how he's acting. It's like that's still him, you could tell. But then he slowly changes. Like when he feels like Spider-Man turns against him, he gets evil, more hateful, like anybody will. Like just personality change, and also that's another thing too. The people that go like, wait, why does Electro look so different in No Way Home? His teeth and everything, and the blah blah blah, this and that. It's like, did you not? Did you watch The Amazing Spider-Man 2? Because his teeth literally fixes in a funny way, and all of that. Like, yeah, he was bald, but maybe he just got hair back because he's in the new world, and he finally got his own skin back also because in that movie he's just player blue. But I'm not here to review the movie again. So I still liked Electro as a villain. Rhino was just a cameo, and it was alright to me. I'm like, whatever. He's in a metal suit. That's kind of like the Ultimate comic books, and that's what this universe is like. Blue Electro, Ultimate comic books. Green Goblin being an actual goblin, kind of. You know, it looked weird. Ultimate comic books. Like, so, I'm like, okay, I like this movie. And the romance was really good. And Spider-Man was good. That's another thing. That's what I like about these movies. Is if you get the main character right, the name of the movie, thumbs up. Everything else, you know, it's like, whatever. So they got Spider-Man really well done. Spider-Man is like, this is the most entertaining Spider-Man movie to watch. I won't say the most, but it's like really high up there because just how Spider-Man is. He's funny, he's swinging. Like, come on, if you didn't love that opening or the swinging, come on, what's wrong with you? Like, that was so great. There's so many great moments too with him fighting Electro and like swinging past Electric. Just a lot of great moments in this movie. But at the same time, the reason why it's so low on the list is because of the story. Still, I still gotta talk about that. It's like the whole parent thing. I don't really care. Oh, Aunt May scenes was good though. And then romance was still good, and one villain was good, but the other two was just like, whatever. So that's why it's still really low on the list, you know. But like, there's still a lot of good, and I'm not trying to review this movie again. The music was good and all that, and the visuals was fantastic. Alright, people. Yeah, sorry if it acts up. Let's just continue, keep talking. I guess. Elgato acts dumb. I hate. Hopefully, it doesn't break this video up in two. But last on the list, sadly, I still love this film too, is Spider-Man 3. And this one has a lot of villains too. It's still a really enjoyable Spider-Man because the visuals is it's really, they did a really good job on these visuals. And the story still there. There's still some good stuff in this story, a lot of good stuff still. And Spider-Man is really well done in this movie, and his swinging and action. Again, this is like about to be 1 a.m. in the morning, so forgive me guys. And Sandman was actually a really good villain in this movie. He's really my favorite, only. And the black suit Spider-Man was really well done in this movie. And I know the dance scene, and I know him batting MJ by accident. But besides all that, it was really enjoyable. Still enjoyable movie. Still had me cheering and laughing at times and stuff. I still enjoy this movie, you know. So yeah, Green Goblin. I mean, the new Green Goblin. He was a little disappointing. Even when I watched it as a kid in the theaters, I was like, wait, that he's not having a silver suit like the Silver Max you seen in the one movie. Like, looked like his father, kind of. But he wasn't. And then, oh yeah, Venom. Besides Topher Grace, like, seeing him as Venom was good. Like, the whole, it looking just like Peter's suit, just Venom-fied. The whole Tasmanian Devil, though, And I do remember my brother saying, my older brother, when we left that movie and stuff, and my dad talking about it, he's like, Venom was way bigger in the comic books or whatever. So I was like, oh, I like Venom. I remember him going like, Venom was way bigger and this and that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know really that, because I watched Spider-Man 90s cartoon growing up, the animated series Spider-Man, but I didn't watch all the episodes. I wasn't like really big like that into it, like my brother was into Spider-Man, you know. But there's still a lot of enjoyment into this movie. But sadly, it is on the bottom list because Sandman's, I mean, he's better than Electro somewhat. Like, they're kind of on par. The romance isn't better though than Amazing Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man is more fun in that movie than Tobey because it's more sad story, angry story. but it doesn't beat Far From Home and Homecoming and all the others. So back to, I'm gonna say my list one more time, and then I'm gonna show them all off on camera. No Way Home, number 1. Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, number 2. Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, number 3. Spider-Man 2, number 4. Spider-Man Homecoming, number 5. Far From Home, number 6. Amazing Spider-Man 2, number 7. And Spider-Man 3 for the last. Sadly, is number 8. But again, I kind of enjoy this pick I did because it's like, oh, you got Tom Holland is actually one of my favorites, surprisingly, when his film, and then Toby, my childhood, and one of my favorites, Andrew's third. So you got at least all 3 of the Spider-Mans, and all 3 of the Spider-Mans in the first one I picked, and then there's Toby again, and then Tom. But surprisingly, it was almost about to be Andrew, so it's like it kind of in order, and then it would have been Tom and then Toby, but no, it was actually Tom again, and then Andrew, and then Toby last, which is crazy actually. Wow, that would have been an interesting list. But let me show you guys my favorite, and I'm not wearing a shirt. Just let you guys know, so don't lose your marbles. If you don't want to see shirtless mystery ENT man, then just thank you for watching all the way up to this point, and thank you if you liked, and thank you if you comment of what. Well, I just want to see, to be honest, what's other people's favorites. Every time I say that, no one ever comments what's their favorites. Rarely. I mean, Gaming Dude did one time, but no one else does, sadly. Okay, there we go. Alright. Boom. Evidence. Here's your evidence. Just gonna make sure if there's anyone in chat. There's No Way Home. Don't mind my bed. I washed the sheets. That's why there's not a sheet on it. Far From Home. And there's Homecoming. Look at Spider-Man on the back. I'm gonna do a video showing off all these films too. So this is a brief, fast one. There's Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. Look at that kissing. I'm trying to kiss him on the back. Spider-Man 2. Yeah, so I was saying I really love this film. I enjoy this film a lot. Oh, Spider-Man 3. Gold eyes, people. Gold eyes. Someone tried to say like, oh, they wouldn't try to make Andrew's suit so different with the gold eyes and stuff. It's like Toby had them too sometimes. So on the front cases, he always had them. I know in the movies it kind of was white, but yeah, look at Andrew. I need to get the Blu-ray versions of them. I'm gonna get all the different versions, sets of these, and show a video of them. And there's Amazing Spider-Man 2, the ones you guys probably hate. And then also we can even show. Look at that promo. I mean, we don't get promo like this no more for scale movies. Like Sony was really trying to make money off of Spider-Man's name. Look at that. I noticed this today. I was like, that promo is insane. Right, guys? It's insane. Sorry, no shirt. Again, I'm sorry, no shirt. I know, no shirt, no shirt. He's wearing no shirt. Demonetize him. Look at that. Peanut butter. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Oh, then look. Look at that. It's Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, the human spider. That's actually crazy. What's that even for? Oh, that was a code for you guys. What is that? What game is this for? Oh, it's for an app. Go ahead. You guys can use it though. If it's even usable. I mean, you never know. Could be. I'm gonna show this stuff off anyway because in my video I'm probably not. I want to frame this, by the way. This is actually cool. Kind of wish I still did this for some movies. As you see, I got a lot of Batman stuff. I never had them things, but I have 2 Spider-Man things right there. I used to have more, but I'm not excited anymore. And then this one just has, you know, him. Which made Doc Ock I would frame. It's pretty cool. Look, it says Spider-Man animated series that people said the Forgotten Spider-Man show that I didn't even know that was a thing as a kid because it's on TV. They even have like a little CD and stuff. Look at that. Boom. Yeah, I got the DVD version, not the Blu-ray. Alright, back to number. I already did the top 5, so this is basically just me, just showing off there. But look at this, Blu-ray, and I don't have it on Blu-ray. Sadly, but I will get it on Blu-ray soon. I just want to see if there's anything else cool in these, and to show you guys off before I got the video, because I felt one of them. It's heavy, and I was like, oh, yeah, these Blu-ray ones don't really have nothing. All right, guys. See you guys on the next video though. That's it. You guys see a little bit of shirtless action and the movie's evidence that I watched all these movies. Boom. There you go. Well, you guys saw, some people was probably like, he probably didn't watch it, he probably just bought them and blah blah blah. I've seen the movies 1,000 times. I'm just messing, ain't nobody gonna say that. But yeah. Eventually I am gonna go through all the Tobey Maguire movies. I mean, not movies, games. Like Spider-Man 1, 2, I'd have it on the PS2, and then Spider-Man 3, I'll do it on the PS2 and on the 360 one day. I have it on the 360, I'm pretty sure. And then we'll do the Amazing Spider-Man whenever I get that game. We'll do the Amazing Spider-Man 2 on 360 because I have it on 360 and PS4 one day. And Tom Holland doesn't have no games, but we'll do his suit, you know, and all of his different suits, like playthroughs, replaythroughs of all of them, and Marvel Spider-Man. So look forward to that on the channel if you're looking forward for more content from me. Tomorrow I will be streaming at least like twice tomorrow. I'm streaming Batman, Arkham, and I think actually, I don't know, I might stream Fortnite showing off Indiana Jones. It depends how I'm feeling. And then I will be posting a video showing off all the Spider-Man movies. So yeah, and the shows, if I have any shows at all. I used to have Spectacular, but I don't have any more side doing. I'll get it again though, without a doubt. And yeah, and Justin might be doing his favorite Superman movies live stream, so look forward to that. But yeah, this is different, guys, because we don't really do that much Spider-Man content on this channel. We do mostly Batman, because Batman's my favorite of all time. But I need to do more Spider-Man too, because he's my second favorite of all time, so can't forget my second fave. But yeah, guys, let me know if you guys want to see more Spider-Man content. Let me know which Spider-Man content you want to see down in the comments below. And let me know which are favorite Spider-Man movies of all time. And we're almost to 300 subscribers, so if you get me to 300 subscribers, I appreciate you. Let's grow this brand, Mystery ENT, super high to the sky, where everyone can see it, all over billboards, because it used to just be on skateboards, because my brother made this Mystery ENT channel a long time ago. I want to live on his memory through me. So will it help this channel blow up? Because I do a lot of, I just stream a lot. If you like streaming, let people know, because I stream a lot, different games, me talking about stuff, and like we can make the chats more fun by all of us talking about it, and make my live streams longer when I'm talking about my favorite stuff, because I know that some of this stuff is your favorite stuff too. So let's talk about it. Don't keep the chat empty. Let's make it more lit. Alright, guys. See you guys later. I mean, this stream is longer than a lot of my favorite stuff. I'm gonna do a playlist of all that eventually. My favorite stuff, because, pretty sure some of you guys want to go back and see what was his favorite stuff. What streams did he do? If anyone wants to see that. So, a lot of them were shorter because I didn't have nobody to talk to, and, it's always that late at night because it's just because I just got done watching that thing, so I'm like, ugh. But this time I'm like, Spider-Man, yeah! Because I ended off with no helm set, like, kind of super excited. Alright, guys, see you guys next time. As you can tell, I'm super excited and I'm drunk.